Hello all, welcome to video lecture on how to perform virtual lab experiments on Francis turbine to find out the performance characteristics. Aim of the experiment: to conduct performance test on Francis turbine under various speeds, heads and loads, then to plot the operating characteristics. In this slide we can see the theory behind the Francis turbine. The parts of the Francis turbines are as displayed here. This is a volute casing, this is guide vanes, this one is shaft, this one is runner, this one is moving blades, and this part is draft tube. So we can see the water enters the turbine along the radius and it comes out along the axis of the turbine. So this is an mixed flow turbine. We can say it is radial entry and axial exit turbine. These are moving blades and these are fixed blades, or they are also called as guide vanes, and or we can call it as wicket gates. The purpose of these blades are to align the fluid in such a way that fluid enters the moving blades tangentially, so that maximum power output can be obtained. It also helps to control the flow rate. And this one, moving blades are the blades into it the high pressure fluid flows. When it after passing through the wicket gate, the water falls on the moving blades, but still it has some pressure energy in it which will be released by the time it flows over the moving blades. That energy is extracted by the runner and that will get transferred into the generator through the shaft. So this is called a reaction. When the pressure energy is extracted on the blades over the surface of the blades, that is called as reaction turbine. In case of impulse turbine, kinetic energy is generally extracted at the blades. Next, in case of draft tube, we can say the purpose of draft tube, it's just an increasing area cross section tube, something like conical shape or some increasing area cross sectional tube we can call it as. Here the purpose is to extract the remaining pressure energy which is available after coming out of the Francis turbine. And there is a volute casing. This is having gradual increasing cross sectional area. This helps to supply uniform velocity fluid to all the runner what is present in this area. So to get uniform flow all over the blades, the volute casing is used. You can see this image. This is the reservoir. Water enters the turbine radially, then it enters the it comes out axially and it gets released into the downstream of the reservoir. So the generator supplies the power to the grid. This is the runner and this is the another cross-sectional diagram of the Francis turbine. Now we will discuss the comparison. Between the Francis turbine and Kaplan turbine. Francis turbine is a mixed flow turbine. Kaplan turbine is a axial flow turbine. Normally the Francis turbine operates at higher head values, say 30 meters to 550 meters, but Kaplan turbine operates with normal head of 15 to 80 meters. That means water level, even if it is less, the Kaplan turbine can be used to generate the power. Number of vanes. Francis turbine as we have seen in the previous slide, it has so many number of blades, generally 15 to 25. In case of Kaplan turbine, we'll see only just 3 to 8 number of blades. Specific speed of this turbine is ranging from 50 to 250 or 60 to 400, but Kaplan turbine has higher specific speeds, 300 to 1000. This turbine, Francis turbine, has a cavitation susceptibility. Kaplan turbine is also having greater cavitation susceptibility. Francis turbine has a good overall efficiency. Kaplan turbine has overall efficiency which is better than the Francis turbine. Francis turbines require large area, Kaplan turbine requires smaller area. Then normal speed of rotor is 92,000. Normal speed of the rotor is 70 to 600. As we have discussed, flow is radially in and axially out, what we call it as mixed flow. In case of Kaplan, it is only in axial direction. Water falls from the top and leaves from the bottom, like that. The next difference, flow regulation can be done with the help of guide vanes, but flow regulation is by needle valve fitted onto nozzle. Over the top of the Kaplan turbine, we have to control the flow, but here we can control using guide vanes. Turbines work by medium discharge at average head. Kaplan turbine work by high discharge and low head. So because here you see only 15 to 80 meters of height is enough to generate power in case of Kaplan turbine, what you have to do is supply more water, high discharge, so that you will get the same amount of power. After completing the experiment, we will get the variables as unit speed, unit discharge, unit power, and overall efficiency. Plotting graphs for unit speed along x-axis and discharge, power, and efficiency separately in y-axis. From the first curve, we can see discharge versus speed. For increasing unit speed, the discharge is coming down after some point of time, that is after design conditions or Francis designed value of the speed. If you increase further the speed of the Francis turbine, if it is increased further, unit discharge is coming down. And also for 25%, 50% and 75% of normal speed, you can see that for higher speed there is more discharge, or we can see that for lesser the discharge, there is only 25% of the maximum speed. So what we can conclude is we can see that discharge increases, speed also increases, but after some point of specific unit speed, we can see that there is a drop in discharge, unit discharge. In the same way, the unit power is also more for 100% speed if you run the turbine at 100% speed, and unit speed value, if you see here, the power gradually comes down after reaching some peak value. Then in case of efficiency also, after peak value it is also coming down, because Usually turbo machineries, if it is offset for the design condition, then the performance will drop. Then you can see that here also efficiency increases with increasing speed. If you run the Francis turbine at 100% speed, you can see the overall efficiency is quite low. Then this peak also shifts towards the higher higher unit speed value. Next, in the next slide, we will start the virtual experiments on Francis turbine. In this slide we can see the virtual setup of the Francis turbine. First we will know the parts of the setup. So the setup has a pump. This is a centrifugal pump which will create the head required to operate the Francis turbine, which is placed in this region. Then we can see on and off a switchboard here in this region, and there is a valve to control the head supplied to the Francis turbine. There is a pressure gauge and there is a brake drum dynamometer which will give us what is the shaft power coming out from the Francis turbine. Francis turbine is power generating device, so we should know how it performs at varying loads, say 2 kg, 3 kg, like increasing loads, what is the power output we get from the Francis turbine. In this picture we can see the actual experimental setup what we see in laboratories. So this is the centrifugal pump, this is the switchboard, this is the energy meter reading, so that we will know what is the input power supplied to the pump. That is the valve. This one is valve which will create the head. We can control the flow rate, and also we can control the head on the turbine. This is a venturi to measure the flow rate. Then we can see that the pipe is directly connected to the Francis turbine. This portion is the Francis turbine, and the exit is axial. You can see Francis turbine is a radial entry and axial exit turbine. So this is a radial flow we can observe, and this is the axial exit what is coming out from the turbine. The exit water is made to pass into the collecting tank through the draft tube. You know the purpose of draft tube. So it's an increasing area of cross section used to account the extra remaining pressure head which is available in the exit of the Francis turbine. So behind this there is a belt drive, you can see, which is connected to the motor here. Actually there is no brake drum dynamometer. This setup has an electrical dynamometer. Here you can see there's one more image. Here you can see there is a Francis turbine which is shaft is connected to brake drum dynamometer. This is what the setup is we are going to use now. In the virtual lab we are going to apply load with the help of mechanical weight, so that we will get the torque. The torque is used to find out what is the power output from the Francis turbine using 2.0 by 60 kilowatts, 60 watts or 60,000 kilowatts. Now we will resume to our virtual setup experiments. So first what we have to do is we have to turn the Francis turbine on. Then we have two mode of experiment. If you fix the head, definitely the speed will come down if you apply the load. Otherwise you can fix the speed to say some 100 rpm or 1000 rpm or 2000 rpm. Then on applying load you have to change the head. Right now we will do constant head experiment. I will fix the head to say 11 meters. So that means I'm going to open the valve in such a way that there is a 11 meters of head over the Francis turbine. This is constant head turbine, so they are asking the same question. So next, let's open the valve. I'm going to open the valve. Head is created, so now turbine is running. We can see that, we can imagine there is a rotating thing, a rotor is going to create some noise or something. We can imagine like that. So there is a movement here, then it is because of the presence of head 11 meters. Next we have to find out what is the torque, because we have to find out the shaft power coming out of the turbine. We need torque. So let us put some dead weight on the pan. Here already 1 kilograms or 1 kg of weight is available. So for that load we have to measure torque, that is nothing but force into perpendicular distance. So all these constant values will be given in the at the end of the video. So if we substitute radius, now radius is available here only 0.15, but some other constant values if needed, there is a chart at the end of the video, you can refer to it. Now let us substitute the torque value. We'll calculate and we'll substitute the torque value. Yeah, the torque value is 1.47 Newton meters. Speed of the motor, let us measure the speed of the motor, and please just remember, this is for 1 kilograms of load. You can see there is a 1750 rotations per minute. So the shaft is running at 1750 rotations per meters. Next, there is output coming out of the turbine, that is discharge out. This is actual flow measurement. We need to know what is the actual discharge that is coming out through the Francis turbine. To calculate that, we have to fix this hook gauge. Let us fix the tip of the needle to the surface level, then initial reading you will get, then if you again click, you can get the final reading. Final reading is 10 centimeter. Initial reading was 2.5 centimeter. The total rise of water level in the tank is 7.5 centimeters. With that, we will substitute in the Q actual equation. So that value will be, yeah, we have substituted. The value is 0.0171 meter cube per second. What is the Francis turbine? Is a reaction turbine. The next option is, with the values what we have got right now, we have to substitute and get the performance parameters: power, efficiency and discharge. Mainly these three are the performance parameters for usually any turbo machineries or any hydraulic machines. Power is input power and output power, so that you will get the efficiency, overall efficiency. Then unit power, unit speed and unit discharge are some of the non-dimensional terms used to compare the prototype and the model. Now under Francis turbine, constant head addition of weight increases the speed. Is it increases the speed? No. So what is the equation for input power? So input power is obtained by Y into Q actual into head. It is nothing but fluid power, that is pressure into discharge. Then we will substitute these values Then output power, as I told, torque is there, available torque is substituted in this equation, 2.0 by 60,000. From that, so here this is pressure into discharge Q actually you have already got, and head reading is available. We have to substitute Y value will get from, so the Y value is nothing but product of density of the water into acceleration due to gravity, that is 9.81 into 1000, that is 9810 Newton per meter cube. Otherwise you can take it as pressure is equal to rho GH. First you calculate pressure as rho GH and you can substitute here as pressure into discharge. Next, find out efficiency, output by input, then substitute all the equations and get the unit power, unit speed and unit discharge. These are non-dimensional terms, or we can say dimensionless terms, used to compare one or more turbo machineries with either constant speed or working at constant head. We can compare at the different say which has same geometry. In the sense unit speed, we can say that if you have two turbines, we will measure the speed of those two turbines which are connected to same load, or which are giving the same power output, and which is made to work for unit head and unit power output. In that case, the speed is measured, what we measure the speed of those devices is unit speed. We'll substitute the values now. Yes, these are the values. Please do calculate and verify the answers. In the next trial, we'll put extra weight, 1 more kg, then it becomes 2 kgs. So for that we will calculate what is the torque coming out from the turbine. The input torque is 2.94 Newton per meter. Speed of the motor, if you remember earlier it was 1700, now it has come to 1630 rpm. So discharge, will measure discharge. So initial we will fix it to 0, then now the water level has come to 10.3 centimeters. So the difference is, head of the water is 7.8 centimeters. Hence the actual discharge is 0.0181 meter cube per second. In the next step, substitute the values, calculate and substitute the values. After substituting the values, you can see that will change the load in the trial 3. We'll put one more load, 3 kilos. Again calculate and substitute the answer. It is 3.24 Newton meter. It was earlier 1700 rpm, now second trial it was 1600 rpm. In the third trial it came to 1500 rpm. Initial reading is 2.5 centimeter, final reading, we'll see what happens to final reading. Yeah, 8 centimeter is the head of the water. Answer is written here. The next step, let us complete the result part. We'll calculate and we'll substitute these values. So these are the result values. So after, when you take all 3 readings, you can stop the pump. So we can repeat the same experiment with the changing loads. Head remaining constant, speed gradually comes down. Performance characteristics are as follows: efficiency versus unit speed, unit power versus unit speed, and unit discharge versus unit speed.